Hi, my name is José Armando Núñez Villasmil. Welcome back to Prom and Play. In our previous video, we approached to the concept of agentic AI and autonomous agents. In this video, we're going to do the next logical step by building one of these custom AI agents. And we are going to do it in the context of the classroom. We are going to create an assignment and then going to create an AI agent capable of helping students with the problems and doubts regarding that assignment. Our goal is simple. Create an AI agent capable of adapt to the pace and the style and the needs for each student without adding to the workload of the professor. Let's jump right in and ask to ourselves,
what is personalized learning?
Personalized learning means tailoring pace, content, and feedback to each student, rather than forcing everyone on the same path. When we combine this idea with AI, we get assistants that notice the learner's strengths and gaps and then adjust support in real time. A custom assistant is an AI model we fine-tune or prompt so it knows our course, our pedagogy, and crucially, each student's progress. Instead of a one-size-fits-all chatbot, it becomes a teaching partner that adapts on the fly. Of course, here we need to remember that prompting is our most important skills when working with AI. And good prompting requires that we are clear in what we want to communicate, and in the world of AI agents, this requires expressing a full personality and operational parameters for our assistant. There are some strategies for personalization and modeling when we create an agent that are directly related to their capacities and reasoning process. And all this is modeled through our prompting. We can choose, for example, adaptive learning paths, where the model is going to question the student and then suggest the next topic based on the feedback that the student provides. Or we can go for an evolving feedback, where the model is not going to follow one script, but is going to pay attention to the successes and errors of the student, and then model the conversation and make it evolve from that feedback. Finally, we can add a knowledge base of videos and resources and go for a targeted resource, where the model is going to suggest the adequate video or the adequate resource based on the student's current level. Now, let's create our full 24/7 assistant using ChatGPT. We are going to create a GPT that helps us with the process. A GPT is a version of ChatGPT that we can customize and turn into our own personal version of the software, using a knowledge base, specific instructions, and share it with the community that can be open and restricted depending on our interest. So I'm going now to go to ChatGPT, and on the left side I am going to open the sidebar, and I'm going to see that apart from the new chats and the libraries that ChatGPT has, it comes with some tools like Sora or Codex, and then it has the section for the GPTs, and here you can see that I have already created some GPTs that work as my personal assistants. If I go to the GPT section, I am going to find many of the public GPTs that are available, and as we said, these are versions of ChatGPT that has been curated or fine-tuned for specific activities. For example, there are scholar tools, writing tools, and actually there are categories for productivity, research, education, anyway. So I'm gonna go to the top right corner and hit create, and this is gonna divide my screen into two sections. On one section I am configuring this GPT, and here I can test it immediately. The moment I add something in this section, for example here AI tutor, I can see how this affects the visualization and the look and feel for my GPT. I also can start testing it since the beginning and see what type of answers it gives me. I am going to now to add the description. I have prepared some text for this, and everything that I add here on the description is going to be displayed here for everybody to see. You're an official AI course assistant for this course on Moodle. Your role is to provide clear, concise, and accurate help to students 24/7. The real important part is the instructions that I am going to provide. What does this GPT do? How does it behave? What should it avoid doing? And here I recommend you to be as explicit as possible, and again remember our prompting labels, because continues to be ChatGPT, continues to be a model, so I am gonna use my labels to separate the context and also to add the responsibilities, and also I'm going to talk about the style and restrictions and things that it should always do. And now comes the conversation starters. Conversation starters are really not mandatory, but they help the students to break the ice with the GPT. Something very important is the knowledge base, because so far we have just had some instructions on how the GPT should behave, but the GPT don't have the necessary files to really interact or to really know what is the assignment or what are the contents of the class. So in update files, I can add the specific files that I want the GPT to consider. For example, the core concepts, the course context, and the guardrails for privacy and AI use, that in this case come from the institution, that is Hertie School. Finally, there is the possibility to recommend models. I always recommend to use the most advanced and the most powerful one. And here are certain capabilities as web search. Canva is for image production, image generation, and of course code interpreter and data analysis, which in this case I really don't need. The web search, I am gonna let it available in case that the questions that the students are doing are referred to online resources or to information that the GPT needs to contrast with the web. And finally we hit create and we have the sharing options. This option allows me to have it only for me. Anyone with the link can access it or put it in the GPT store that we saw at the beginning. I am gonna let it with the anyone with the link. I'm gonna save it. And now I have the link for my GPT. I am gonna copy it. I can immediately view my GPT. And here is live. If I click, he's gonna read the documents. He's gonna clarify the concept. And of course I could have add some initial concepts, or I can have a different conversation starter, but this is just to show you that it prioritizes the knowledge base that it has and then come with some of the central concepts that are in the document that I provide. And finally I can go to Moodle, and here in my assignment section on the settings I can add my AI tutor and then paste the link, and that is gonna be available for all the students. Once that we have our 24/7 AI assistant ready, let's examine some of the big benefits that we can have with this powerful resource. Inclusivity. Quiet or anxious students receive the same tailored guidance as confident ones. Accessibility. Learners with varied reading levels and skills in the topic can request simpler explanations on demand. Engagement. When feedback feels personal, students are more likely to act on it and keep practicing. In short, better support, less wasted time. Thank you very much. That's everything for this video. In our upcoming videos, we're gonna continue exploring how to integrate this technology into our workflows. Remember that if you have any question or any doubt, you can always contact me here. Thank you very much. Bye.